Alright guys, I just wanted to make a quick video, just kind of showing how to make a full pin starter real quick. First you gotta boil some wax, kind of melt it. You don't really need a lot of heat, but put it in a pot with water. I put about 1 pound of wax inside of a Dinty Moore can, because who doesn't like beef stew? Anyway, grab 8 matches. Some masking tape. I just got the, what's this, about a 3/4 inch wide, roughly. Just kind of stick it there. Get all your matches kind of even, if you will. So you're gonna make, let me do this. You make basically 2 rows. You're going to press them up against each other, the 2 rows, nice and tight. Use the masking tape to hold that pressure against each other. So that way they stay nice and tight together. This is the fun part right here. Coca-Cola bottle. Don't use your normal plastic water bottles. The plastic's real thin and flimsy, so it doesn't seem to have the rigidity that you need. Got some match strike paper here. Of course, I got matches. I used 95 paracord. I want to say I cut it to, I think, 6 inches. Tied it, melted the end so it didn't come untied. You'll see what that's for here in a minute. Then got some cotton pads. Gonna use those, and of course, like I said, I got the wax melting over here and some cotton string. And it's pretty much the gist of all that. So pretty much what you got to do is just, you don't need the neck of the bottle, and this will just make it easier to do whatever later on. So just take a good sharp knife and get rid of that. It ain't got to be a perfect cut, just don't need it. So this is mainly the surface area here you're looking for, because it's just nice and flat. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off too. So there's some other surfaces here I can use if I need to. After that, you can just take your scissors and just cut you a spot like so. Now you got your nice long sheet you can use. Alright, this particular match paper, strike paper I got is kind of like a sticker. So you can just start putting you some pieces on here. Like so. Put you a few on there. You can see I got my wax over there still melting. But just continue to, it sticks pretty good on there, so. However many you think you want to make. Most of this stuff you can buy right on Amazon, so it makes it nice and easy. It shows up at your door pretty quick. Alright, so as you can see, I can make about, what, 3, 6, so about 12 just off of one bottle like that. So pretty much, I'm only going to make 6 of these right now. My wax is still melting over there, but I'm just going to take and cut 6 of these off. You just pretty much just cut them all out, just cut the plastic pretty even to their edges, and you'll see how they, so you just kind of set them out. I mean, you could probably stick them closer together where you only have to cut in between them once, but it doesn't really matter. All this, keep up with your trash. So, So the whole purpose of this is got a little flexibility to it. You can basically fold it in half like so. A little paracord I showed you earlier. It wraps around just like so. That's your pull pin. Now, the tricky part is you got to get it in there, and it was important to keep these as tight together as possible. So basically, you can take another match or something else if you need to, and spread that out just enough to see if you can't get that in there. Sometimes you can just work it in there. Obviously, you don't want it to strike yet. The purpose is, all right, so you see how that's nice and tight in there, like so. You should just be able to pull that out, and then of course we're gonna get some more stuff on it. All right, wax is done melting. It's now pretty much what you do. So I've got 6 of them here. I still got, plenty more to make, as you can see, but for now I'm just gonna make the 6. Sometimes I take and just kind of fluff up the edges right here around where the matches are. And some other folks that do these, they stick extra matches down in there, and that's fine. You can do that if you want. I found I don't really have to. But more or less, I'm just going to turn the feet off here. I'll move this over here so you can see that my wax is melted there. Then you just don't let the wax get over the matches. You're just going to take and you're going to kind of just dip it in right up to the matches right there. Let whatever drip off real quick. And just set it there. Let that cool off. You stick you another one in there like so. Again, just right up to the matches. Don't go to the matches, but right up to them. Just, if you can get it to give you a little bit of a flat bottom, that's what you want. If you can get it, you just keep dipping them. You're gonna do this about, dip them in their little bath here, their little wax bath. About roughly 3 times. Just want to get a good solid coating, so this one here is probably good enough. Do it again. And honestly, if you had some wax paper or something to set these on, they don't stick to your surface that you're messing with here. I didn't put any down. Yeah. Let's continue dipping them. Still feel they're a little bit warm, but that's all right. That cotton just soaks it up too. Sometimes I'll give it a fourth dip, I should say. Sometimes. You can just, after you get done with that third one, you can kind of make that judgment. Sometimes they look pretty good, and sometimes they need one more. Alright, so let's just say we're all done. We're out camping. This right here, again, is your final product. These burn for, I'd say, at least 15 minutes. It should be good enough to get any fire started. And if you still feel like you want a little fluff, you can take and tear some of the cotton right there still and get a little bit of that. But you should be able to feel that tension on that thing. You know, should be able to feel that tension when you pull it out. And then, honestly, you just pull it out. Should catch. I'm not going to say every one of them I've ever made have done it. That's why I switched to using a Coke bottle versus those flimsy water bottles. But, yeah, so pretty much those matches catch. The cotton on here catches fire as well as the wax, and you stick it in your little setup and should burn long enough to get any wood going, you know, especially if you shaved off some pieces and, you know, put a few leaves in there and things to kind of get things going. This will work if the wood's a little bit damp. But yeah, should just pull it out, and there you go. And then that just burns. I'll throw it down there so it's not burning my hands, but I'd say for the most part too, you can obviously reuse your string. You could probably use your strike paper. I keep them in this waterproof case. Obviously I don't want these getting wet if I can help it. But, you know, you store them how you want to, make them if you want. Just to kind of show you the flame you get off this sucker. Not too bad. But like I said, it'll burn for a good 15 or 20 minutes. I'm just going to let it burn out. Alright, so again, once you have this in there, so I already kind of put one together here. You can see right here, I already wrapped it with cotton, tied some cotton string around it to hold all that together. But I think I was a little off camera when I was showing this part of it here. More or less, you want to work down this down in there. You should be able to feel the pressure of the matches. Obviously being careful you don't go too quick with that so you don't strike it while it's in your hands. But again, that's kind of what it should look like. Now you'll need 2 cotton pads. Wax is still melting over there. Takes a minute. And you want, just for argument's sake, I do about, we'll say, a foot of string. Put some cotton string right here. I should just find the half, like so. Take 1 cotton pad, get it wrapped on. Does not matter which way you wrap it. Like that. You're gonna take the other one. You're gonna wrap it around it. And then the fun part is cotton string. I just start it like so. Kind of pinch it with your finger right there, and you just take this one, wrap it around really nice and tight. All the way down to there. You're gonna go the opposite direction with this one. And they should both be on that side there. Then you want to take and just tie a knot. For the most part, the string should hold itself too. I usually do one on that side and flip it around. Do it again over here. And then I stay on this side here. Just tie that. And I just take and cut my excess string off. And this part right here where it's hanging off, you can choose to kind of tuck that in if you want. You can leave it out, it's not going to matter. But again, it's basically how you should look. This is now ready for the wax, which is almost ready. So I'm going to put a couple more of these together real quick, and hopefully by then my wax will be 100% ready, and I'll show you basically the final stage.